Hi, I'm Terry Brock with, terrybrock.com right up here. And hey, I'm always looking for ways to help you get ahead in your business and in your personal life. And I found some articles that I thought were exceptionally good that I want to share with you in the next few minutes. Matter of fact, I took some notes on them here. First one is about 7 storytelling structures. When you want to communicate, you want to get across your ideas to people, whether that's one-on-one, to a group and speaking, or it might be online doing some videos like this. There's 7 structures that really work, and we go through those and show you what they are. Also, we got 6 things that organized people do using what the President of the United States, whoever that might be, this is not political, but it's whatever the president would do to be more efficient and more organized. You can use that as well. Oh, and this one is good, blockchain. How the blockchain is taking trust and giving us that ability to get things done, whether you trust a person or not. You're going to like this if you're into cryptocurrencies and work with it. The next one, how a robot can build you a house, $64,000 for a beautiful house, and does it in 8 days. That is amazing. Actually, 8 hours. 8 hours. And wait till you see it. They're going to be nice. I show you the pictures of it and everything. And then we end up with 7 superpowers that leaders get, looking at some books that can really help. And I have some very personal interest in these books, and you're going to see why, as I know the authors, a couple of them have read them, and they can change your life. So get ready for a wonderful learning time on this video, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for joining me on this. That can really help you in your life, both in business and in your personal life. We know that today we got to feed our mind and we've got to grow and get better. And by doing a lot of certain activities, we can do that much better. And so, hey, what I wanted to do is just share this with you here as I'm using my eCam Live to let you see what's going on here. It's a great little tool that works for Mac. Sorry, folks that are using something else, but if you're using Mac, you can use this, and it really has a lot of capabilities as we go in. And so what I want to do is take a look at the screen here and start with one story. I've got about the 7 storytelling structures to improve your presentations. And this is not just if you're speaking in public. This is if you're making a request to someone. You're going to talk to them. We find that the human brain works best if we use stories. And what you want to do when you're trying to persuade someone, whether it's, say, your boss, or maybe it would be your spouse or your partner, and you want to bring that person around, sometimes stories can work best. This is a great little article. And as I looked at it, I like the way that they gave some particular illustrations here with infographics, the storytelling structures for your presentation. And they showed 7 of them. I want to show just a couple of them to you here that I think you will find particularly interesting. Like there's one right here who improves your presentation. And in his book, The 7 Basic Plots, Why We Tell Stories, Christopher Booker states that everything ever written boils down to 7 basic plots. And here's a couple. I'm going to show a few of those. Overcoming a monster, which is a really important thing because whatever that monster is, you want to talk about it and you'll be able to do it. So first of all, you put in here, you learn about the monster. And it might be, boss, I learned about da-da-da-da and the problems that we had out in the back warehouse or the problems we had getting through to this customer. And so I went through and I trained for battle, and then the monster was revealed. We found out what was happening. I trained for it and I learned about it. Then you come down here to losing the battle. We tried this and it didn't work. It was really frustrating. We tried it and it didn't. However, now we're going to try another one that I read about over here in this work. And I did that. And then we came back and we defeated the monster, and everything is wonderful again. So that's an example. Now, they give some other examples too. Like, for instance, here are the rags to riches. They talk about voyage and return. The Quest, we're familiar with that. Joseph Campbell has talked about that a lot. Comedy is a good one as well. I like what they said there. And the tragedy is another option that I hadn't heard of before. I particularly like this one here in the rebirth. That way you get things going again. But by using these kinds of technologies, you can present a little bit better on how you're doing and let people understand, more of what it's all about and what they can do. Using stories to communicate what you want to say can be especially important when you're trying to get something across and help people and to move in a different direction. So keep that in mind and think about that. Now, there's another thing that I wanted to share with you also. 6 things the most important organized people do every day. Organized people are going to go through and do a few things. Now, I read a lot of articles about this and seen what others say, other magazines, and they say, okay, this is what happens, this is what happens. But I found this one to be particularly important and be very, very helpful as we look at it and what can be done. Now, here we look at the 6 things most organized people do every day. I'm going to give you a few of these right here. And by the way, the links to these will be in the show notes, so you'll get a chance to see what that is and how it works here. I like this one right here. They talked about looking at the VIP or the President of the United States. Whoever the President is, get politics out of this for a moment. Whoever that is, the President does certain activities and refrains from others. The VIP's brain is empty, and that's a good thing. The President of the United States is not desperately trying to remember his to-do list. The President has that written down and other people are taking care of it. And you think, okay, well, that's good, but I don't have hundreds of people waiting on me and taking care of me. That's okay, but you do have your smartphone. You've got the electronics that now can beep you that at 10 o'clock, you know you need to do this, particularly if it's something that is for you and it's not just for that meeting that you've got. You want to make sure that you can focus on those activities that are going to be most important to you to help you get things done and to work on that. And so have that technology and use it. You want to do it, delegate it, defer it, and drop it. Those 4 things are most important when you're working with tasks to really get them done and to make a difference and to make a profound difference on there you want to look at. Now, they give a lot of options here that I think are really important. And you see, you have someone coming in, Mr. President, your next meeting is about to begin. So that's a way to say, hey, time to finish this one up. I got to get moving. You do that on your own now. You have to do that and you say, hey, I got a meeting coming up. I'm looking here at the clock. 5 minutes, I've got to go. Let's wrap it up real quickly because I've got that other call coming up. Or, oh, my other meeting is due. I've got to get going for that. I got to leave here in just a few minutes. Something like that is real important. I think there's a lot of good ideas and a lot of good data here in that. And I want to give you the option to look at that a lot more. I find that we can learn a lot from successful people like the President of the United States, regardless of the politics. Again, we're putting that aside. That person did something right to attract enough other people to say, hey, I'm going to vote for this person and put him in office. So we've got to know what we can do and how we can train our brains to start moving in the right direction and what to do. Now, to talk about moving in the right direction, a very important thing and a very important direction that the world is moving right now is in blockchain. And that's the next story here. The blockchain can make trust acceptable to everyone. The blockchain is going to do a whole lot more than just run some cryptocurrencies. It is giving us the ability to stay in touch with people, giving us the ability to get a lot more done and to do the kinds of things that, well, we need to do. And it's not just about money. It's about all kinds of things that are out there. And so I would recommend take a look at this article here on the blockchain, what it's going to do, how you can use this, and the way that we're doing it. Our traditional way of doing banking, our traditional way of doing what we're doing is changing dramatically. And so what you'll want to do is to be able to adjust and to change as it's necessary. Blockchain gives you the ability to create that immutable series of records of what's happening. It gives us the ability to keep track of what's going on for a lot of areas in life. And I find that by using that, we're going to be able to do a whole lot. Leveraging technology is really, really important. As a matter of fact, leveraging technology is what our next story is about, as it gives us the ability to take a look at some very important areas on small houses and developing these with robots. Look at this. A robot can print this $64,000 house in as little as 8 hours. Think about that. Now, this one is out there in the middle of nowhere. This is a little cartoon drawing, I think, have it, but they've got some real pictures here of what they're doing. Look at this. This little picture here, small house, the small house movement is really big, and these are coming to play right now so that you can put this in here. 775 square foot model ranges from 97,000 to 147,000. So they got a little bit bigger place here. But look at that. You put it out there in the middle of wherever you want. Right in the middle of where you want, and you're able to walk into it. And then this is what it looks like from the inside. Look at that. You see, they've got it laid out just right so that you can save on size, save on money, and maximize on life and living it the way that you want. I kind of like this idea, and I'm intrigued by it. And looking at the pictures that are available here, when you see the inside of it, what it can do, and putting this almost anywhere. Like with these glass doors, you can look out there. Then I imagine they put in the drapes, the blinds, and shutters so that you have privacy when that's important. And I love this right here. The homes also offer the policy of living off the grid. You can be out here in the middle of nowhere. I like the way they said it here. We should have opportunities to live in nature, away from civilization, but have comfortable conditions of a traditional house, Sorokina said. This technology can allow us to live in the woods, on mountains, or on the shore, far away from people and infrastructure. That really makes life so much better that you can live where you want, and you are in control of the situation. You can see what can be done. Homes that are built by robots that can be more inexpensive, more affordable for everyone. So I kind of like that when I look at it and think about it. And then the last story here that I want to share with you is one that kind of is really important. For me, it means a lot. When I take a look at this, it's 7 superpowers every good leader needs and the books that teach them. And I'm going to share with you why this is important. I think there's some books that you can learn. This one right here I've read before. It's Marketing by Claude Hopkins, a great little book on marketing and its scientific advertising. This was written back in the 1920s. Claude Hopkins is a person that knew how to sell then, and he knows how to sell now. These concepts that he talks about there really, really important. Another one's called advertising. Write a good advertisement there. Negotiation. I haven't read these, but I'd like to. But this one right here, The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz. This is a classic. Dr. Schwartz left us long ago, many years ago, and he was a great man. Had a lot of great ideas about expanding our mind and not being held back. I got a chance to meet him directly in my first quarter at Georgia State University in the MBA program. David Schwartz, Dr. Schwartz, was a professor there in the marketing department. And now that I was a student, I could come in there and I set up a meeting to meet with him. He was not a professor of mine, but I did get a chance to meet with him and talk with him about expanding. And he talked about the idea of expanding your mind and doing whatever you want. And I remember him saying to me, Terry, you're getting started with this. Make it work for you. Get out there and go for it. And it was like a motivational speech from one of the greatest motivators in the world, David Schwartz himself, The Magic of Thinking Big. And I'm getting that right there in his office at Georgia State University. It was very good. I would recommend looking into that. By the way, here's another one, Time Management, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Another good one by my friend and fellow professional speaker, member of the National Speakers Association, Brian Tracy, a wonderful man who really knows about success. So those are a few of the books that are available. I think they're really good and give all of us some ideas on how we can get ahead and what we can do. But I'd like to hear from you. Drop me a note or please leave it in the comments below. Those of you that are in Steam, on Steemit, please let me know. As a matter of fact, I'm available to talk with you and to help you out. If you got some questions, drop me a note. I have some ways to get together. And if you want to talk with me directly, you can go out to 20withterry.com. That'd be for anyone. Just go to the website, 20withterry.com. All is one word, no spaces in there, and get a free 20-minute consultation so that I can listen to what you're doing and give you some ideas on that. 20 minutes time. Hold it to that. And be able to help you. And there might be some ways later that I could help you in marketing, in coaching with you, and working in a more professional relationship. But either way, it would be great to talk with you. I'll look forward to hearing from you. And hey, thank you very much for stopping by and leaving a message. And for those of you on Steemit, please leave an upvote on this if it's helpful to you. That will let me know that you like it and I ought to do more of these. I'll look forward to hearing from you. I'm Terry Brock with terrybrock.com, and I'll look forward to hearing from you.